and welcome to the fourth part in the series of a demo of WhatsApp, receiving a message on WhatsApp, and then creating a lead or customer in NetSuite. My name is Ben Smith. I'm one of the designers and engineers here at RoboMQ, and today I'll be showing you how to deploy a flow once you have created the trigger and the action. In the previous demo, I was showing how you can create an action from NetSuite on the action side, what to action execution, the connection, transformation, and now we're at the summary. So once you're at this point, you can just go and deploy a flow, and I will show you some of the things that we offer when you monitor a flow in runtime and what you can do and how you can configure that. So with that, let's go and deploy the flow. So the first window here is the event notification and archival configurations. If you're just starting out with one of our free trials, you won't have this unless you go in there, obviously, and configure it yourself. But by default, you'll need to, there's no configuration, so you need to go in to your account settings here and put in configurations on when you want to get notified from email. So in this case, any notifications or any errors in the flow, I'll get an email notification from connect.robomq.io to ben.smith@robomq.io. If you want, we can also use your Twilio account in SMS notification. So we will send through our Twilio account to your phone that there's an issue in your flow and that something needs to be remedied. And these notifications are a quick synopsis saying that this is an error that's come in on this particular flow at this particular time. Here is the error. And then at that point, you will either come into the Connect iPaaS and fix the issue, or you can contact us on our 24/7 support line. So let's say that you want to audit or want to look at all of the transactions that have happened for that flow. We also support this in Event Archival. So if you have an AWS S3 account, or you have a MySQL archival or a database, that you want to put all of your event notifications, you can. So in this case, we have a command you can run on your database that will provision a table so we can put data into that successfully. And as you can see, there's a start time, end date, time. Those are timestamps, the error description, the error type, the application of the flow name. Most of these things will be in the event archival as it comes in. So this is a great use case for if you want to audit all of the things like that come in on a flow. So for example, if you are onboarding someone from ADP or for some HRIS system onto your own system, you will want to see who's being archived, who's being created, and at what time. So this is a great tool for that. And we also, again, support AWS S3 or MySQL as those endpoints to dump the events in. So with that, let's continue to deploy. And as it's deploying, it's good to note that this flow is being deployed in our cloud environment, and that has been segregated by tenants. So I'm RoboMQ.io, I'm using this account, and all of my flow will be provisioned under that tenant. So if you are another company, you'll have your own tenant, and all your flows and information and configuration will be stored at that level. So as you can see, it's been deployed. And if you go to manage, which is just a high view of all of the flows that you have deployed for your account, you'll see that the lead generation is deployed. If there's anything like a failure, or if you pause it or in draft mode, it'll have different banners. So this is one of the flows that I've created in previous demos, and I've just put it on pause for the moment. So at this particular stage, you can manage your flows, or this particular one you can manage. So if I want to have a notification that I just set up for that flow, I can disable that with a simple click. So that means that any notifications that come in, like an error, it will be silenced for the time being. And I can obviously enable notifications back on if, in event there's obviously an outage in one of the endpoints and you're getting a bunch of errors and exceptions, and you've talked to that endpoint saying that, hey, look, maybe Salesforce is down. Let's pause notifications for now. It's a simple click. And you can also disable archival if you don't want to have that data being archived for any reason. And it's just, again, just as a notification, it's a simple click. And before I get too far in, I know this can go on for a whole nother more than the time allotted here, but we also have the ability to edit anything that inside the flow or save as a recipe. You can clone the flow, you can pause it, as some of these are here. But the recipe demo will probably be in a separate discussion. But if you have any questions on what I've shown so far and the other three parts, feel free to reach out to the marketing team here at RoboMQ or the engineering designing team that I'm a part of. So as we were looking at earlier, for the event notifications, you can look at the observe page and look at all of the events that come in. It's good to note that once no records have been found, so it's good to note that once the first record comes in, then you can start to see the events. So obviously I just created this flow, so there'll be no events here, and I haven't really created any of the flows in the past day or so there'll be nothing there. But if you do want to go back in time, let's say from, let's put it maybe a couple weeks back, set apply. You can see some of my other flows, test flows here, 2 successes, 1 failures. And every failure that comes down here, there's an issue, will have its app name, start, end date, error code, and some description. So this is another way to look at your real-time data and then see the events go through. And if it's a success, there will be no real error or no real note around it. It'll just be counted as a success, like in this flow. That's kind of what I wanted to just show you here for the deployment, and how to manage the running flows that you have. For most trial accounts, this running flow only has about 3 that you can run concurrently, or run 3 or 2, I should say. To run concurrently, you'll have to talk with our marketing team, sales team here to buy a subscription to run more concurrently. However, in draft mode, you can create as many flows as you want, and you can modify them at any time. So again, if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. And